Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 21 of the Technique Tune-Up Challenge. Great to see you again. When I started this whole thing, one of the things I promised to do was to have at least one exercise to help you change gears between legato and alternate picking. I don't know if I traditionally think of the kind of minor pentatonic kind of hammer-on pull-off thing as legato, but if you play it nice and relaxed and it is having this flowing thing and we're not doing bursts of alternate picking at least the entire time per this exercise, I'm going to label it legato just for the sake of description. You can skewer me in social media later. All right, so here's the deal. What's happening here is we're taking the notes of the E minor pentatonic, that little red dot is intended to be the E at the 12th fret there, and we're basically taking the upper two strings of the E minor pentatonic pattern number 1, and then we're adding an extra note. So collectively from the lowest fingered note, we've got B and D on the second string and E, G, and A on the first string. Sequentially speaking, we're basically always going E, G, A, G, E, D, B, D. When we're doing the quote-unquote legato section, we're literally only picking the first note and the rest is either hammer-ons or pull-offs. When we're doing the alternate picking, we're alternate picking that. All right, now the deal is this is toggling. I've done something here that I've never done as a kind of an exercise, which is I've kind of infused the subdivision method into the midst of all of this. So for the first, if you will, 3 times of the legato section, the hammer-ons and pull-offs that is, we are going to do one set of 8th note hammer-ons and pull-offs, then 2 sets of 16th notes. Then we do basically the same thing, but with the alternate picking. 1 set of 8th notes, 2 sets of 16th notes. Then what happens is we do 1 group of 16th notes with the legato, 1 group of 16th notes with the alternate picking, another group of 16th notes with the legato, and another group of 16th notes with the alternate picking. I'm going to play that slowly. I love that. Now, here's the deal. That will work wonders on your technique. And speaking of which, let's get to the technique tips. So there are 2 main things I want to point out that are really important that I was having a problem with, and chances are you will as well. On the hammer-on and pull-off section, as I was coming down the second string from that hammered-on D at the 15th fret to the B at the 12th fret, I was getting this noise, and I've got a multi-monitor set up, so I kind of was watching what I was doing, and I noticed that my third finger was having a lot more range of motion compared to the other fingers. So as soon as I reduced that range of motion, the sound of the problem went away. But I was like, okay, that's part of it, but I need to do a little bit more investigation here and see really what was happening. And so not only was I moving that third finger too much, but the reality was I was also barring across the high E string with my first finger when I was playing that note at the 12th fret on the second string. It was just taking a little snooze there. It was like, oop, I'll just kind of roll over here and do that. The way to fix that is you just gently kind of do this little curl thing with the tip of the first finger where the tip is fretting the second string, and then bring it down so it purposely bars across the high E string, and then bring it up. And you'll be able to feel when you're no longer fretting it on the high E string. And that's basically that tactile sense of what you want to have underneath your fingers. Sometimes it's a matter of just training your fingers to know what it feels like. And we haven't actually talked about that much, but that feeling of like, what does it actually feel like when the string is touching against the pad of that first finger, that is to say the high E string, but it's not fretted, so we know that it's muted. All right, I would suggest doing the subdivision method with these two notes like this. Now, I actually muted there with my right hand by instinct. I'm going to get rid of the right hand mute there. Let's see how I do. All right, good. All right, awesome. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Cheers.